Now, reach in your pocket, purse, or wallet and pull out some money. I don't care if it's a coin, a dollar, $20 bill, even a penny. Whose image do you see on the money? You see the white man's image on the money, the mark of the beast, the white man's money. Now, let's talk about the power of the beast. How can we describe power? Now, we're about to talk about the power of the white man, the power of the devil in terms of Scripture. So how do we describe power? Power is that which upholds you. It is that upon which your authority rests. Your power is your seat of authority. So what is power? What are its forms? Well, we heard the old adage that knowledge is power. Yes, this is true. And there's another form of power. It's called physical force, like military power or police power. If the police give you a command on the street, he pulls you over for any reason, tell you to turn around or put your hands up or something like that, and you resist him, well, through the power of force, he can overtake you. So we see that knowledge, yes, is a form of power, and the other form of power is physical force. Now, let's talk about the first form of power. The first form of power is knowledge. And what is the greatest knowledge one can have? The greatest knowledge one can have is the knowledge of God, religion, so to speak. But in simple terms, the knowledge of God is the greatest power you can have. In the Holy Quran, I'm getting a little bit off subject, and I'm not teaching out the Quran, but just to kind of back this up, the Quran says that the remembrance of Allah is the greatest force, the greatest power, the greatest knowledge. Is the knowledge of Allah, the remembrance of His word. But I don't want to go into the Holy Quran now because many of you never even read that book. Probably don't know enough about it to respect it. So I'm gonna stay in the Bible and keep talking to you because I'm trying to wake you up. Okay, so the greatest knowledge one can have is the knowledge of God, knowledge. Okay, power. So the power to influence the mind. Okay, the power to influence the mind. That's what knowledge does. It's the greatest power. Okay. And what's the greatest form of force? Well, that's very easy to recognize. The greatest form of force or power is who got more guns or who got more men. It's mathematical. It's not spiritual. You can simply see how many guns or tanks or nuclear weapons one country has versus another, and that's the country with the greatest power. Okay. Now, so we see that power has two primary seats. One is spiritual, which is knowledge, and the other is physical, the force of arms. So what about the beast or white man's power? Okay, the book of Revelations addresses the beast's two forms of power. Now, if you go to Revelations chapter 13, verse 4, it reads, Revelations chapter 13, verse 4, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him. Now, I'll have to give credit here where credit is due. Now, my former teacher, Marvin Muhammad, who is the proclaimed Son of Man that speaks on the radio in Detroit, now I have to make this admission. It's not really admission or acknowledgement. When I first came into Islam, that was my first teacher of Islam. I had other teachers of Islam, but he was the first. So when I didn't know anything, Marvin Muhammad, had those scriptures of Elijah and was teaching out of Elijah's book what he believed the book is interpreted to mean. And one of those being he believes he's the Son of Man. That I strongly disagree with. But this is not about Marvin Muhammad. I'm simply acknowledging and giving credit to what the man taught me. The messenger taught us that the worst Muslim, and I'm not referring to this brother or any other Muslim in this regard as being bad or worse, but the messenger said that the worst Muslim is better than the best Christian. Okay? So I'm going to give credit what's credit is due. Now, so I guess you could say the brother baptized me in Scripture. But I'm not going to get into that. Okay, now, what was pointed out to me by my first Islamic teacher is that in the 13th chapter, 4th verse of this book, it was pointed out to me that the key word of that verse is worshipped. Okay, when you're dealing with worship, you're dealing with religion. You're dealing with God. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the dragon was the white man's religion, Christianity. Now, I know I may be going a little quick, so this program will be recorded and uploaded on the internet for you to go back and review, because, you know, I'm kind of moving, kind of quick. And I want to say something. I want to pause right here and say something. You know, a lot of what I'm teaching you right now, I posted on the internet. It's been there for 3 years. The Black Messiah 2012, the War of Christ, Here's Wisdom, Night of Majesty, and Master Muhammad, the Iron Will of God. I've taught for hours and hours and hours on the subject that I'm touching on right now. Now, it is, you know, we got to get out of being spoon-fed. What I mean is, don't wait for somebody to try to give you everything. Even anything I'm saying, go back and read for yourself. Check it for yourself. You got to get up by your own bootstraps and work and do for yourself. Okay? So yes, I'm going a little quick. I'm trying to slow down so I won't leave you. But I'm gonna go into this. But I fleshed it out more. If you go to www.warofchrist.com and just look at the videos for free, then you can get a better foundation of what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna take my time. I'm trying to swing low as I possibly can, because I'm trying to get this knowledge, this message to you that was given to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because we are running out of time. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the dragon is the white man's religion. Now, I want y'all to hold on, because I'm going to take you through this. I'm going to teach it to you. I'm going to raise your mind. I'm going to put you on par with theologians. I'm going to put you on par with the Louis Farrakhan. I'm going to put you on par with your pastor. I'm about to teach you this book. And when I get through with you, you're going to know more than your pastor in that church. Now, if you want more on the dragon being the white man's religion, go watch Black Messiah 2012 Part 6 on my website or on YouTube. That's Black Messiah Part 6. Now, my teacher also pointed out to me, my first teacher also pointed out that the dragon is a mythological creature. It does not exist. It is a lie. Okay, now this was taught to me, and I'm sharing with you what was shared with me. Now, so the verse is telling you here that the devil or beast, his religion is a lie. Remember, it said, as they worship the dragon. Okay, so they worship something. The dragon is the beast religion. Okay, so the verse is telling you here that the devil or the beast religion is a lie. It is a dragon. It had to be, because how could the devil deceive the whole world if he told you the truth? If you go to Revelation chapter 12, verse 9, it reads, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, and he was cast into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. We see here that the devil was prophesied to deceive the whole world. Deceive the whole world about what? The devil is God's adversary. He's going to deceive the whole world about God. Well, if you're going to deceive, lie to the whole world about God, then you got to give the world a lie. You got to give the world a false religion. You have to bring forth the dragon, and that's what the devil did. Okay, now let's keep moving. Now, Bruce Lee made a movie called Enter the Dragon. Remember, when Bruce Lee, now in that movie, now you're just going to have to go watch the movie, because I'm going to just move through this. Many of you have already seen this. If you haven't, it's a great, I'm a Kung Fu fan, so if you haven't seen the movie, go see it. But I'm getting to the spiritual side of what Bruce Lee was showing us, not the physical excellence that he had, but the spiritual insight this man was telling us before he died. Now, in the movie Enter the Dragon, at the end, Bruce Lee passed through a hidden door, and that door had a dragon on it. And when he passed through this door with the dragon, when he entered the dragon, he entered a room full of mirrors. Okay. Now, when he was in a room full of mirrors, where was he? He was in the dragon. He was in a virtual false reality. And in the movie, he kept swinging at the false image of his enemy. He kept swinging at ghosts. It wasn't he couldn't see Han. The enemy name in the movie was Han. So every time he seen Han, he would swing at him, but he wouldn't hit him because he was just seeing images, a ghost of his enemy. So he was inside a lie. He couldn't, the dragon was like a vapor, like air. You know, he couldn't take hold of the dragon. Okay, so he entered the dragon, the myth. That was one of the lessons in that movie that Bruce Lee was showing you, that the dragon is a false reality, a myth. Okay, so let's continue. And the book of Revelation points out that the great power of the beast is his religion and his ability to conquer everyone in war. Okay, but let us stay focused. Now we know that the power. We know what the power of the beast is. You know, or one of his powers is his religion. So where is his seat? Where is his seat of power? Well, the head of the Christian church is the Pope, and the Pope resides in Rome. And the Pope, the city in which the Pope lives is called Vatican City. So the seat of the dragon is in Vatican City, Rome. Now let's talk about these devils. Vatican City is an independent country. And who guards the Pope? The Pope has an army. And who is that army? Who constitutes the Pope's army? It is the Swiss nation, the Swiss, okay, from Switzerland. Now, Switzerland, these are the devils that guard the dragon, that guards the Pope. Now, what do we know about the Swiss? The Swiss, these white people are world-renowned clockmakers. They're regarded for their precision and accuracy for the clocks and timekeeping devices they make. Okay, so the Swiss is guarding the Pope in Rome. So the people that count the time and measure time is guarding the dragon. Okay, let me ask you a question. What time is it now? What date is it? Okay, right now, today is October the 11th, 2012. It's approximately 7:30. Okay, now, I mean, that's undisputed, right? Okay, the year is 2012. It's October 11th. It's about 7:30. Okay, harmless, right? Well, what time is this? When I tell you that it's October the 11th, 2012, and I give you the time, this is according to the Gregorian calendar. Gregorian was the Pope in 1582. Pope, and his name was Pope Gregory the 13th. Pope Gregory the 13th reestablished the calendar that reestablished the calendar that we go by now. It's called the Gregorian calendar. So I gave you the time in terms of the Gregorian Pope's calendar. So we see that the Pope back in 1582 determines the time of this world that you're in. So it's easy to see why the Swiss is guarding him, because he's the master of the time of this world.